I've gone from filming in the extreme heat in the car earlier this year to filming in the cold in the car. These are the consequences of moving back to Utah, and once again, I would like to do kind of a year review of some of my favorite moments of the year. This is something that's fun for me to be able to look back and think about what happened during the year and just give some appreciation and gratitude for the things that happen in my life, as well as think back and just be like, oh wow, that was this year, that was crazy. And this year was jam-packed of really amazing things. I do have just a couple runner-ups that I guess didn't quite make my top 5 list. And those were Daisy and I's anniversary trip to South Padre Island, camping with my cousin in Idaho, and going to Bear Lake, and touring the enormous aircraft carrier in Corpus Christi, Texas. Those were super fun moments of the year, but if I had to choose 5, this is probably what they would be. These 5 things are in no particular order. They're just 5 of the moments that stick out to me. If I was gonna go back and relive some of these moments, these would be them. So I'm just gonna talk about them in the order that I wrote them down. At number 1, I have Daisy receiving her green card this year. It was such a difficult paperwork process. It was terrible. I now have lots more respect for those that have to go through that process. I hate paperwork. I've talked about that before on this channel. There's several videos on here that showcase how much I hate paperwork, but I did it. It was like 4 or 5 different forms, pictures and copies of IDs and this and that, and we had to get the paperwork reviewed by an attorney and just a bunch of hoops to jump through. And then on top of that, it's a few $1,000s to submit your paperwork. And a lot of times this process can take months and months, if not several years. Like sometimes that's just the case. It's like, yeah, like a year or a year and a half later, people finally get their stuff back. There's also the chance of an interview that, Daisy was really worried about. Nobody wants to have to go through that process. And luckily, guys, she didn't have to do any of that. And we heard back very quickly. We were very surprised. The day that it actually came in the mail was just unbelievable. We both just were so excited because then she wouldn't have to worry about traveling within the US or traveling even back to Mexico. While the paperwork was processing, she wasn't even allowed to go back into Mexico because if she had to come back for any reason, they wouldn't let her. It was a huge relief, and we're just so glad that it was able to happen in the way that it did. At number 2, I'm gonna say when my parents and my little sister came and visited us in Edinburgh, Texas. They drove all the way down. It's about 25 hours. Believe me, I just did the trip up here with our stuff in a moving truck. I know how many hours it is. We went to a family party of Daisy's, and my parents were finally able to meet Daisy's parents. And even though they don't speak the same language, you could just tell that everyone had a good time meeting each other, and you could just feel the love between everybody. And we also went to South Padre Island with my parents and my sister and just had a really fun time there, being on the beach and going out to eat and getting seafood and all that stuff. Super fun memory from this past year that I will never forget. Number 3, I'm gonna have to say this trip with my brother to Mexico. This trip was just amazing, and if you haven't watched my kind of like my full review on everything that happened, it's just the last video I posted before this one. We went to Monterrey and had a few hours in Monterrey, and then we went to Playa del Carmen, Mexico. We got to see Chichen Itza. I got to show him Mexico and introduce him to Mexico and the food and the culture, and we just laughed so hard, and it was much needed brother time that I really enjoyed. Just another big thank you to him for coming along and trusting me with being his tour guide. Up next at number 4, I'm gonna have to say my trip with Dalen and I to Ohio to visit my siblings that live in Ohio. My siblings and also my middle sister's husband and their child. We spent like 4 or 5 days with them, and just each day they had things planned for us to do. And we went to this like community festival. We went to this amazing garden that was just so beautiful. Got to spend quality time with my family there and got to check out a state that I had really never spent any significant amount of time in. Got to see Columbus and the skyline and go to the German town in Columbus, and it was definitely a highlight of the year for me. And then last but not least was at the beginning of the year, I think this was like the first week of January of 2024, my work had a conference that we had in Las Vegas, Nevada. I work as a video editor for this company. It was so much fun finally meeting my team and the people that I work with daily in person, because we all work online. To meet my team and to spend time with them, and we went out to eat at some amazing restaurants and just had a really fun time getting to know each other. and it just started the year off with such a bang. The conference itself was fun to attend, and we learned a lot. But then after the conference was done each day, we were able to spend time together and laugh and eat yummy food at some of the Vegas restaurants. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like 2024 is gonna be good. I just wanna give a big thank you to you guys as well for always supporting me with my content here on YouTube, whether that's vlogs, whether that's the brief new channel that I started this year that I just completely lost interest in. It was weird. Yeah, I got that channel going and I started making videos on there, and I just completely missed what I have on this channel, which was just me being more like sharing my life with you guys, and kind of have it centered around being in a biracial marriage and living close to the border, kind of our family adventures and how that is working for us and things like that. That's what I found was I missed that. I believe in the message that I was promoting on that other channel. Don't get me wrong, that's still something I can talk about for a long time. But as far as where am I gonna spend my time when I'm not working, when I'm not spending family time with Daisy and Dalen, would I rather have it on that channel or would I rather have it on this channel? This one won out in the end. So I'm not saying I'll never post that one again. We'll see what happens. I'm definitely gonna leave it there. But right now I'm just having more fun on this channel. So, but again, thank you so much for your support. Even if you're not even subscribed to my channel, if you just pop in every now and then and kind of catch up on the things that I share, I really appreciate it. We've got tons of adventures planned for this year that I'm excited to share with you guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic new year. I will see you in 2025.